just stay a little while. Please stay a little while.
Yeah, so you want me to start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. How far back? How far back are we going? It's funny. I actually started out in the Christian music industry. I was a worship leader since I was a kid. I was in Savannah, Georgia, working for a mega church there. I lived downtown in the historic district. By happenstance, I ran into this guy, made friends, and come to find out he was Paula Dean's personal assistant. And before I know it, I was having dinner with him. And he goes, I know you're in the Christian music industry and I've listened to your music. He goes, but have you ever listened to this band? He started playing Lady Annabelle. And I was like, yeah, I've heard of them. He goes, have you ever thought of singing that type of music? And I was like, I mean, I grew up listening to country music. I love country music, but I never thought of actually singing country music. And he goes, you have the voice for it. You should consider it. So that was the first time it was put in my head. Some of my favorite memories are, Mom would pick me up from school. I grew up in a little town in Iowa. And we'd get in, we'd drive all the way back home, and she'd crank up country radio. All she listened to was country radio. We'd just laugh and sing at the top of our lungs. Those are my favorite memories. So it's always been in my heart. But that was the first time I really considered it, and I couldn't shake it, So I just obsessed over it. And I just started really thinking about it and praying about it. And I was like, I'm going to pursue this, It was already in my blood. So eventually God led me here. But a couple weeks in, 2 weeks into that, I had formed a band. And we got offered a record deal like immediately. And I was like, oh, I figured it out. Everyone told me it was so hard. But long story short, the president of the company got mad, told the vice president that it wasn't his idea and that he wasn't going to sign us. And so he didn't sign us, and the band broke up, and all these things happened. And I was just like crushed from the moment I got here. But thankfully, I made a lot of relationships really quickly because of that. I remember I was like, I'm going to play one more show. So I just booked a show at 3rd and Lindsley. No one showed up. I get off the stage. I'm a little defeated. And Billy Currington happened to be at the bar at 3rd and Lindsley. He walked up to me and he said, buddy, you don't know me. He goes, I don't know you. But he said, don't ever leave this town. He said, there's something about you. I was like, okay. And that's the reason why I was like, I'm going to stay. So it just kind of escalated after that. I just kept riding with the relationships I'd gained. Eventually I got my first pub deal. That turned into getting another pub deal. I was at Sony ATV, and that's when I wrote Blank Stares. The goal, it started out as, very simple, whatever every aspiring artist's goal is let's write songs, get a record deal, be on the radio, tour full-time and all that stuff. And all that stuff is happening. But my goal changed very quickly when I wrote this song about my mom. My mom has early onset Alzheimer's, and I've learned that that's very rare. Alzheimer's alone, I think it affects like 1 in 5 people, It's the 6th leading cause of death. It's like we're so close to having a solution, but yet so far away, It's different for everyone. In my scenario, my mom is so young, and I'm so young, and learning how to deal with all that comes with that. They call Alzheimer's the long goodbye, and it really is that. For my mother, it's been a shorter period of time. She was officially diagnosed when she was 51. Now she's 54, so like over 3-4 years time, it's like sand through an hourglass. It's just like who she was is slipping away, and you just can't do anything to stop it. I wish I could turn that hourglass upside down, but I can't. No matter how hard I try. Yeah, so I wish I could seal the cracks you're slipping through. It's like, for me, I wanted to define the like helplessness in it. As her son and the oldest child, like if I could do anything, I would. And you can't. At the end of the song, I wanted to get to like there's a silver lining. I still see you. Like they are still there. They're just trapped inside themselves. For me, it's a song of hope. Eventually, I really truly believe we'll get there too. Find a solution to this, a cure. The main thing for me that's been so encouraging is the community, and not just with people that are affected by Alzheimer's, but I feel like the song translates across, people that are struggling with cancer, any sort of loss, so it's been awesome, the sense of community, So it's been cool to have media just wrap their arms around us. Someone posted a Facebook video. I was actually in my home state. I was opening up for Chris Lane, and I told my band, I said, no matter whether we play for 5 people in a dive bar in the middle of nowhere, which we have, or 15,000 people at a festival, which we have, I said, I'm always going to tell this story, and I'm always going to sing this song. My home state, so my pops brought my mom. Decided to bring her on stage. She was having a good night. So I wrapped her arms around me, I wrapped my arms around her, and told the story, sang the song, and there was a fan in the crowd. He took a video on his iPhone and posted it on his personal Facebook.
So I keep holding on.
And it like just exploded. I was in Oklahoma City like a couple days later, and my friend just texted me and said, look at your Facebook. And it was like already at like 500,000 views. And then the next day it was at 1 million. The next day it was at 2 million. It just kept growing and growing and growing. Before I know it, there's like 8 viral videos, and now I think 125 million views. It's just unreal. I keep telling everyone my mom, she was always like the most selfless human being. You know, she always went out of her way for me and her kids. I have 2 little sisters and grew up kind of, you know, not very well off. And she would take a second job just to like get us the stupid Christmas present we wanted. You know, she was always that type of person, always put everyone else first. And the first time I did something completely pure-hearted for her, she still managed to turn it around to benefit me. You know, this whole last year we've toured off of this story and this song. And it's funny because my band and I were all like tatted up dudes, and like it's like rock music meets the country world, but this song is what everyone relates to and comes to the show for. So it's been really interesting. I will always tell this story, and it is my purpose. So at this time we're also, you know, we're trying to like translate how do we go from like, okay, the blank stare story and the strength of that, and continuing to push that but still translate into new music. You know, continuing on my journey with my career and all that. So yeah.
Between the blank stare